Blocker versus Irish. And I think both parties are here present in person. If you want to please come up and take seats. Are you Mr. Blocker? Okay. And you're Mr. Irish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So with this case, I have reviewed the evidence that was submitted. I have also reviewed the law, and I am also ready to rule with regards to this case. However, I want to give you each an opportunity to be heard. I just like in the past case, I do ask that it be limited to 10 minutes. Don't feel like you need to take that whole time, but you have 10 minutes. That includes the questions I'll be asking you. So I will give Mr. Blocker as the plaintiff the first opportunity to speak. Mr. Irish, you will then have an opportunity to speak. And Mr. Blocker, I'll give you a couple minutes of rebuttal, and it needs to be confined to what Mr. Irish said. And that's how I've decided to proceed with this. Okay. So Mr. Blocker, please go ahead.
Basically, we had an agreement, been friends for like 20 years. Been good friends, back and forth the whole 9 yards. I was getting ready to go to prison. I got in trouble getting ready to go to prison. Being my best friend, I went around, I put him on my account. There's some plumbing issues. The house was supposed to be deeded to me when he passed away, whatever. And at one point, when he found out he was sick, he was the only person that he was going to die like right away.
Things are about to get personal. The judge quickly realizes this case runs much deeper than money. This friendship may be beyond repair. One sentence changes the entire direction of the case. The courtroom gets awkward fast. The judge shuts down the emotional arguments immediately. Now the legal reality starts hitting both sides. This is where the case completely falls apart. The judge isn't interested in drama, only proof. What happens next surprises both men.
And rushed me to get a friend of mine who's here in court to get a quick deed.
Still in court.
And I was like, calm down, you're not going to die. And but anyway, he went through, did the quick deed, and had it all signed and everything. No hurry to process it, and which was fine. I mean, no big
So
deal.
real quick, let me ask you, what brings you here today has to do with charges on your debit card. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, but when I gave him the credit card, it was for household emergencies because the plumbing went out and he didn't have the money to do the plumbing. So I invested in the plumbing, the plumber, materials, and everything before I left the prison. And I knew there was still going to be sheetrock that needed to be done, appliances that need to be put in and replaced. And so I gave him a credit card, and in case I needed money in prison, he could send it to me.
And the credit card was in his name?
Yes.
Okay.
And the other thing is, I didn't even find out about this until ran into a conflict with people moving in and got into arguments. So they basically forced me out of my home. And that's when I went to the bank, and they have a lot of my stuff still, and they won't let me access to it. I've tried different mediators, friends of both of ours, even my probation officer has made contact with him to try to just, resolve this. And I've gotten nowhere. I'm still out. That's when I found out about all the money that's missing. And that's basically it. Just trying to recoup some of my stuff, get my stuff back.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Irish, you have 10 minutes.
For one, there was no restrictions put on the card, on what was spent and what have you. And I did put money towards the plumber on the replumbing and all that stuff. As far as his stuff goes, if he'd return some of mine, I'd turn loose of his stuff. I don't care about his stuff at all. You know, I did send him money, you know, when he was in prison, whatever. He had access to his account too through IC Solutions and stuff when he was in prison. Or his account.
Sorry, just a moment. There's a clicking happening. Is that? Okay, thank you. Go ahead, keep going.
As far as the house goes, you know, I mean, I should be able to will the house to whoever I want, you know. And at the time I was sick, you know, and I'm still sick. You know, the gal that moved in has been taking care of me. He wasn't forced out at all. When I told him he was more than willing to stay. He's the one that took the initiative to move out. You know, and the next thing I know, he's packing up stuff down at the shop and moving out, you know. I knew he was moving out. He moved out of the house, but I mean, the shop, he just helped himself, you know. Moved all sorts of stuff out.
So I want to focus on anything with regards to the agreement or the card. And it seems like you also have a counterclaim.
What about it?
You have a counterclaim?
There was no restrictions put on me as far as that card goes. You know,
Is your counterclaim based on the filing of this suit?
what's that?
Is your counterclaim for emotional distress,
Yeah, what about
is
it?
that related to the filing of this suit? Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to, I'm sorry, you're not testifying, you're not under oath. And so any testimony needs to come from Mr. Irish. I understand, so, you know, certainly, you know, that there are emotions here and desire to help, but that's not how this works.
I guess
So
the
thank you.
stress and stuff, all that is, you know, the stuff that he took of his mind, and he knows for mine, and he went ahead and helped himself, you know. And all the stuff that's going on, you know, instead of sitting down and hashing it out, you know, he just stressed. And also with all the stuff that went on with the cops, you know, I mean, I had everybody and their brother up there, you know, tearing the house apart because he associated with the house, you know, so they decided they could go ahead and tear my place apart looking for guns and whatever, you know. That was kind of stressful. They held us at bay for till 3 o'clock in the day, come in early in the morning. Well, I had to sit at the table and wait, you know, while they ransacked the place, you know. I don't know. I've had a lot to do with it.
Okay. Mr. Blocker, anything in rebuttal? And it should be related to what Mr. Irish said.
Mr. Irish claimed that I didn't want to sit down and talk this out and that I had taken his stuff. And that's not true. I've tried several times to have him come down and help, come down and oversee it because I couldn't be there 24/7.
So I guess my
One of
question
the-
is, my understanding is that you didn't want to mediate today with trained professional mediators.
This has gone on for a year. I've been trying. My probation officer has tried. 2 close friends that both of ours has tried. His best friend for over 40 years even tried. I'm tired. I'm burned out. It's affected my life to the extent, you know. I wouldn't even be asking for this had I known it had gone this far. I would have never even done. One of the roommates' husband intervenes and says, "Oh, he doesn't want to talk to me." Well, we won't talk about the anymore. You know, so I've tried every avenue I can, burned out, tired. I'm trying to move out of town. Like I said, we were friends for over 20 years.
I will
Done? When?
Yeah.
briefly.
His parole officer's never gotten a hold of me about any of that stuff. What else I gotta say? And as far as I know, no one's really contacted me.
So just so you know, I don't find that
Huh?
I don't find the efforts to talk particularly relevant to the actual legal issue. I understand that you're both, upset about what happened. Is there, I don't want to cut you off. I understand that maybe you have things to do, but,
$1,000.
the thrust of what we're here today is, is pretty limited. So I think I'd like to say that I am ready to rule in this case. I want to preface this with stating that once I've made my ruling, you are not able to make any more arguments to me, and please don't argue with me. I'll also preface this with saying that I think that it is too bad that after that long of a friendship, you weren't able to sit down and hash it out. This is one of those situations that is exactly like what I was talking about in the speech that I gave you, when I can see a best solution, but that I'm not allowed to apply that best solution. I have to apply what's legally correct. And so with that, I am bound by the law. And based on the law, what I find is that with regards to the use of the debit or credit card, that there was permission given to use it. In particular, there was a card that was put in Mr. Irish's name. And there's nothing in writing and no meeting of the minds with regards to a contract that I can find with regards to restrictions on that card. When we talk about meeting of the minds, where you guys are both arguing about what is and what isn't right, that means there's no meeting of the minds, okay? So this is not like the prior case where there was a very specific written contract that stated what needed to be done. So based on the law, what's legally correct is I have to find that there was permission used to do that, to file that, and that there is, and based on that, there's no, I can't make a finding in favor of you, Mr. Blocker, just based on the law. Moving on to the counterclaim. There is a counterclaim for emotional distress. It was a request for $10,000. Emotional distress, I asked you what this was based on, and emotional distress is one of those claims that is made very frequently. However, it has a very high bar in terms of what you need to show, what you need to prove, the kinds of information that you need to bring to be able to recover financially from that. It needs to be tangible. And so based on that, I can't make a finding that there was the tort of intentional infliction of emotional distress here. And so I will also be dismissing the counterclaim. So both your claims have been dismissed. Again, I had to do what was legally correct as opposed to what I think is the best. And what I can leave you with is perhaps you guys can sit down. You've had a long friendship and maybe work some things out and reach, agreements are often where both parties are a little bit upset. So I hope this isn't the end of the road for you. It may be. That's outside of my control. But with that, I hope you both, I wish the best to both of you. Thank you.
If you're enjoying these real courtroom moments, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more unbelievable cases, dramatic judge rulings, and wild courtroom confrontations every week. From emotional breakdowns to shocking legal twists, you never know what's coming next inside the courtroom.